Right, here we are on Cricbuzz Comm box, halfway point 97 for 1 New Zealand after 10 overs. And Zach, no doubt at all, which is the happier team here. But 97, can they aim at 200?
Well, most teams will.
Yeah.
For sure, it's about the bowlers now to pull it back, because you've seen it with the new ball. There was a width on offer, the lengths were not consistent, and the fact that Seifert has batted very well. He's
Actually,
looked
the spinner
very
pulled it back. Between them, Krunal Pandya and Zaheer, 4 overs for 29. That's under 8 and over. They've actually pulled it back a little bit.
Well, you would expect that the spinners has to now pull the game back, keep the team in play, and maybe the predictions what we are doing now has to be pushed to 180 minimum. I think the platform is certainly set. So even if India does a very good job right now in the second half of the New Zealand innings, I think still 180 is pretty much looking on the cards.
Yeah, 2 highlights in this session. We'll talk about Krunal Pandya's opening spell. He's still in his first 3 overs of 20 was an excellent spell in the circumstances. But the incident with Kane Williamson, when he got a ball from Krunal Pandya that just seemed to stick a little bit in the surface, was hit a bit in the air. Krunal went for the cotton bowl, but the non-striker Seifert was in the way. What was your take on that?
Well, I think the non-striker has got all the right to hold his ground. He's not done it intentionally. Didn't look like it was intentional. Yes, it's not. He's not going to help you by just moving out of the way. But Kunal was also right in his way. Maybe the reaction was little over the top. That's something which can be pointed out. Need not react in that fashion because it's part of the game. He was not changing his direction, Seifert. He was just holding his ground, which is fair play, I feel.
I agree entirely. In fact, I think sometimes Krunal Pandya's reaction was a bit over the top. He's allowed to be disappointed as well. Yeah. I think the law differentiates between disappointment and dissent. I don't think there was dissent over there. He was just disappointed. I mean, he had the opportunity of changing a game there by picking up 2 wickets in 1 over. So he was a bit disappointed. I have no problem with show of emotion on a cricket ground. So he's bowled a pretty good spell. He's had a slightly expensive last over, but the spin as well. There was a catch drop too. Anything under 180 will be a good display by the bowlers from here, I think.
Absolutely, I think the New Zealand batsmen have put a lot of pressure on Indian bowling. It was combination of probably just off the line in length and succumbing to pressure by Indian bowlers. But in this format, you've seen that 2-3 good overs and suddenly the game changes. So hope that Indian bowlers will have those stack up of those overs. But nonetheless, they'll have to get the runs and bail the bowling out.
Gee, we'd heard that this Tim Seifert can play in T20 cricket. I think all of India now knows that Tim Seifert can play. We'll see how far they go. We'll be back with you on Cricbuzz Live as soon as the innings is over.